All right, so we're just gonna wait a couple of minutes for people to show up, and I'm gonna shuffle. Hello, hello. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. All right. Hello, everybody. All right, so we got at least one person. I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes for people to show up. Okay. Hey guys, how are you tonight? I guess it's daytime for some of you. I know it's middle of the day, but we thought we'd do a live today because Cleo's actually on the other side of the world right now. So she's about six hours ahead of us. So I thought we'd go ahead and do it now. If you're catching the replay, thanks so much, guys. Definitely feel free to leave comments if you have any questions about the energies that we're feeling right now. So basically what we're doing today is we are going to take a little bit of a look at this supermoon and what's coming in with these energies. Very interesting stuff, very intense energies coming in, very amplified seems to be the word. I know for me, what I've been feeling is a lot of anxiety, a lot of irritability, not just necessarily with me, but with, oh, hi, Charm, how are you? Just people around me. It's just a lot of irritability going on right now. So we're going to take a look at those energies, how they're affecting our path, how the masculine and the feminine are being affected right now in general with these energies, and how we can keep ourselves nice and grounded. So I do have a special guest with me today. Her name is Cleo Wilderman. She is in Holland. She is an astrologer. She actually, last year, I know I mentioned her before, she's actually done my chart before. She actually does specialize in reading your chart, basically for taking a look at your life path and your North Node and South Node. Hi, Sunny. How are you? Thanks so much for joining. And she's really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on and introduce her. And of course, let her speak a little bit about what she does. And I'm going to go ahead and bring you on, okay?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
So tell us a little bit about what it is you do.
Well, I'm an astrologer, and I'm specialized in the spiritual astrology. It's about your soul and your soul mission or your soul path, and your soul, the authenticity. How do you say it? Of your soul is who you are, really who you really are, and what you're bringing here. And so it's not about your personality. Yeah, and about the planets, the personal planets. I also talk about the personal planets when I do a reading, but it's more about really about your soul. And yeah, I just love doing that because then it really touches people, and that's I think what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
So yes.
That's cool. Well, I mean, not a lot of people do. Astrology when it comes to that sort of thing. I've seen astrology where, obviously we're taking a look at your chart and saying, okay, this is, you know, where your tendencies are, this is where your strengths are, these are where, you know, and so on and so forth. But not a lot of people do it on the soul journey and on the, like, who you actually are on the inside. And I think this is really beneficial for a lot of people. I know it was beneficial for me to actually have somebody who can actually see me for who I am and not have to project, because, you know, in this 3D world, all we do is project. We just project onto other people, right? Because of fear or whatever. And part of the soul journey, of course, is to learn to live in authenticity and to integrate your truth into your life, and to not project, but just to be. So I think that's really cool that you do that. So overall, how are you feeling these energies right now? What do you feel is happening?
Well,
Yeah.
it's now 9 o'clock in the evening here. So, and I had a very busy day, but I felt the energies very intense through my whole body. Yeah, this eclipse is a very intense energy, and it's all about letting go of the old belief system and seeing the truth. So everything that is, it's not, we're seeing everything that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
So and not only seeing it, but we're feeling it, and we're feeling it big time. So every feeling that we have is we're feeling 10 times harder, or how do you say it, or deeper, or yeah, you name it.
Yeah, it's amplified. So
Amplified. Yes, that was the
yeah,
word.
it's like 10. It's like the normal annoyance that you feel at the everyday, just looking at, you know, the matrix or whatever you want to call it, you know, people living their lives, but a lot of them, they don't even know what they're doing. It's like they're just, you know, going through the motions, and you see that, and, you know, the way that people act anymore, it's like they're so they're clinging to these illusions, and they don't want to release them. And that, as an awakened person, it does frustrate you. Now it's just like tenfold, that even more frustrates you, and it's just like you don't even go out of your house. I don't even I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want that energy, because it's just a lot of negativity coming at me, and I'm just like, it's really hard to ward that off and to not feel in resistance. Like, just an example. Okay, this morning I was driving to take my daughter to daycare, and I was behind on a 2-lane road, mind you, on a back road during rush hour in the morning, about 8:30, and they were like mowing on the side of the road. So it was like these two huge, slow-moving vehicles mowing on the side of the road. People lined up behind them to get around. I'm like, what kind of stupidity is this? Why would you do something like this in the middle of rush hour? In the middle of the morning commute, you know? And I just got so angry. I'm like, why? You know, I'm like yelling at the people in front of me, go around, you know? And of course I look ridiculous in my car. My daughter's singing at the top of her lungs because she's just happy as a clam. So it was just like all of this external stuff was just making me madder. And I'm like, okay, I gotta cool out. I gotta put on some binaural beats and chill out for a second. And I did.
But maybe it was intended for you that morning, that you felt a lot of anger.
Oh,
because that happened. So I think that you should feel that.
Oh, I did. I did feel it. I definitely
to let it go after that. Boom. Yeah.
And then I just kind of laughed about it afterwards. But I mean, sometimes you just, but that's where the energy is right now. It's just kind of tenfold. You just don't want to deal with anything. Don't want to deal with anything. But I went ahead and pulled some cards at the beginning of this reading, because I just kind of wanted to pull some like overall energies right now. And I find it interesting that the first card we've got out is the Void.
Okay.
So feeling a little bit, and I do feel this too, like some people are just like not really quite sure which way to go right now, and that's amplified as well, like just depressed feelings, maybe feeling unwanted or unheard, things like that. And of course we got acceptance after that, and then new beginnings or beginnings. So what I feel is really happening right now is actually reflecting what you just said about people seeing the truth, but also seeing the truth of their programming and the cycles that are needing to change right now in order to bring in that new beginning. And can you touch on that a little bit?
It's exactly how you say it. We are seeing what we learned, or all the old things we learned, and about everything, about love, about friendships, our old beliefs are now, with this supermoon and also an eclipse. The light is shining on it big time. So, but it's also that we have to let it go. But Jupiter, that is the planet that is ruling Sagittarius, and that is in Pisces now. So it's the truth is also not very visible yet, but with the old things are visible. So, and we have to let it go. So we can feel a lot of stuff, and we just have to feel it. Just feel it. Just feel it. Let it come, and let it go. But the new path is not already visible. So, but in Pisces we can also get very clear visions. It can also it can also make us very how do you say it? Physic, of how do you say it? Like paranormal, that we see the truth. But in I feel it more in it's first the letting go, but I think it's simultaneously. The letting go is also a new beginning, also always.
Yeah. Well, it transitions that way. So like it's almost okay. So like the number 0. The number 0 is like the end, but it's also the beginning, right? So
Yeah.
like once you close that cycle, another one begins. So once you go through and clear that out, it's like a new cycle immediately, like simultaneously, like you said, begins. And
Yeah, that's the void, and also it is the beginning.
void,
Yeah.
but also the beginning at the same time, backwards. Yeah. So, but at the same, but in between, you have to accept the closing of the cycle in order to bring in that new beginnings. And that's, I think, where we're at right now. Is there's just a lot of resistance coming in of not wanting to shed these old programmings quite yet. It's almost like they've become some sort of security blanket for a lot of us, because it's the only thing we know.
But it is, and thank God we have it, and it's here to protect us. But it's not longer serving us.
Right.
So we can say thank you for that you helped me for so long, but it's not my truth anymore, or it's not helping me anymore. It's not serving me anymore. So just go.
Go, get out.
Yeah, it's not true. It's not. So we really get to see now everything that we thought was true, but it's not true.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's talk about, if you don't mind, let's talk about the masculine energy a little bit. And I know I've been picking this up in my readings of the masculine energy, specifically with the karmic situation. A lot of them very, very over it, so to speak. And it's like they're seeing the truth and they're bucking against it. But it's at the same time, they're really afraid of what is next. They're not sure how to release and what they need to do. Like, what are you feeling with the masculine coming in right now?
The masculine energy. When I look at masculine energy in the astrology, then I see then I look at Mars, and it's now in Cancer, and it's opposite Pluto. So that's a lot of sexual energy, but it's not exact. On the 5th of June, it's going to be exact. So it's going to, how do you say it? Going to climax. But it's also power. It's also it's also
double entendres.
Yeah, it's also power, to get in our power. It's also sexuality, and of course, but it's also power. So I think, yeah, I'm not sure, but it's got also a nice trine with Neptune, and that's a little bit dreamy, and not want to have to face the responsibilities, and just dream a little bit, and so yeah, I don't know. I think you're better into the reading those two energies than I am. But
I think you actually hit it right on the head. It's like masculine is in the energy of not wanting to deal. Like they know that the situation they're in right now is not good, and they know the energy that they're in is not good. But strangely enough, we get the sexual energy that's coming in, which is like also bringing in that motivation, because sexual energy is also kind of like a metaphor for motivation, right? And good evening, RC. Thanks so much for joining. Hi, Southern Belle. But yeah, it's like they're in their heads a lot right now. I just feel like they're like connecting to source almost as an escape from having to actually take action to move forward. It's like they are in this conflicting energy of they want. Okay, so 7 of Swords coming up for them. So, it's like they're in this bubble and they've got all of this conflict coming at them, but they want to find peace. That's all they want. That's all they want is peace. And so it's like they're turning within themselves to find that peace, but it's more like an escapism at this point. But at the same time, I really do feel like masculine is learning how to balance himself in the face of adversity. But I feel that he's been very on edge lately. I feel a lot of like regret and not like maybe for life choices or something that's coming in, and that's kind of defeating the purpose of being, in this balancing energy. But they're too much in their heads, and it's like bringing up a lot of regret. And I do feel a lot of them are regretting maybe things that they believed from an early age, things that they were taught by their parents that they believed that they're realizing was actually not true. And then so that's bringing in a lot of that regret energy and guilt energy. But I do feel some of them are being guilted right now by family. Because they want to move out, or whatever it is that they're trying to do, they want to get on with whatever they want to get on with. But it's like they're being held back and they're being mentally manipulated. And that, again, is kind of bringing in that regret energy. It's kind of like that feeling that you had people in your life that you trusted and that you thought had your best interest at heart. And then all of a sudden you learned that that just was not true. And it hurts. And you're like, what did I do to deserve this? So it kind of goes back into that self-sabotaging nonsense, right?
Mm-hmm. And also with the old beliefs that they have to let go.
Mm-hmm. And it's like they don't want to. It's like they don't want to believe that maybe they've, kind of believed something that wasn't true. And that in itself can be kind of painful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how about like, I'm going to talk about the feminine energy right now, because obviously that's the energy that I'm in right now. And I know a lot of feminines have been really, really confused about a lot of things because there's things that are presenting themselves. And it's like you are so ingrained in the idea of authenticity and that you know what truth is. But it's kind of working against feminine right now. I feel like feminine is seeing everything as an illusion at the moment. Am I wrong, guys? I mean, I'm just saying, like, all of these cards came in reverse. You got the Magician in reverse. You've got the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And then you got the Queen of Swords in reverse. And interesting enough, we had the Queen of Swords in the upright for the masculine at the end of the reading. And then feminine's got it in the reverse. I really do feel that. Like, I feel like feminine has not been manifesting the things that she wants. Because she's kind of been in this weird anxiety energy, and it's like she's seeing all the opportunities that are coming at her, but she's not seeing that they might actually be true. It's like she's just being really, really skeptical with everything that's coming through, and doesn't see the integrity in anything now. And it's weird to me because it is, again, like a mirroring aspect with masculine, where masculine doesn't want to see it. Feminine wants to see the truth, but she's not seeing it. Do you see where I'm at?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you feel about that? Like, is that a thing that's coming in with this moon?
Well, the thing with this moon is illusions. It's absolutely a word, of course, with Jupiter in Pisces. But when I look in the astrology now, when I look at Venus, it's in Gemini now, and it's conjuncting Mercury. So it's really quick in her head, quick and a lot of opportunities, maybe indecisive, or what I feel that she has got a lot of opportunities going now, and maybe that's why maybe she's not really sure if it's true, if she can trust it, that she can really do it now.
Mm-hmm.
And
That makes sense. No, that makes sense. Like, so it's
yeah.
like feminine, the illusion is not necessarily external. The
Mhm.
illusion obviously is internal. It's not that she's not seeing the integrity or not believing what she's seeing. It's that she doesn't believe within herself that she can achieve the things that are
Mhm.
presented to her right now. And that also can, be within the connections, guys. Like, I know some feminines have had a return of the masculine coming in, and they were very skeptical of that, especially with past, actions and hurt and cycles and things like that, guys. Like, some of these cycles are repeating for a reason. Okay, it's a test that's coming in right now. It's always a test. Always. I'm not sure. I always pass, but it's always a test. And I did pull some connecting energies just on that note. I mean, we got the Muse of Materials, but this is like one of the twin flame cards in this deck here.
Wow.
Do you see that? Like, it's leading to the path. So some of you, like, this is imperative, bringing that inner masculine and feminine into balance right now, which is why we're talking about the masculine and feminine. Of course, it can relate to the counterpart as well, but we all have both. So when you bring those into balance, when your 3D matches your 5D, that's when you manifest the path forward. And I feel like a lot of you have been in the middle of this transition, but something has stopped you cold. And yeah, we can blame the energies. The energies don't help. It is a magnifier. A lot of times, especially with Supermoon, it's a magnifier, or and what do we say? And
Amplified.
amplifier, because what it does is it brings out what you're already feeling, but even more so, kind of like alcohol. That's why.
Yeah.
Why you couldn't drink and text ever.
Yeah, it's really funny that you say alcohol, because that's also Pisces energies with the Jupiter in Pisces now. It's a really good time to get very drunk, but then very, very, very drunk.
Unless you're KOC and your counterpart is doing a live stream. Don't.
Yeah, how was that for you?
Why?
Yeah, that was not so nice for you, or was it?
I mean, I think everything's hilarious, and I'm just off the cuff and stuff happens, and it's YouTube and it was live. And he was like, he didn't understand why I couldn't edit him out. And I was like, I was live. I can't edit you out when we're live. But anyway, guys, if you didn't see that, by the way, just go check it out. It's pretty funny. But I digress. So yeah, bringing that balance of the masculine and feminine is incredibly important right now. And then balancing the emotions that are coming forward, because as we just stated, like, it's an amplifier. So whatever was already in there, whatever you're already feeling, it's going to be amplified, and it's going to be, some of it is going to be painful. Okay. So if you need to purge, guys. If you're feeling that anger, or you're feeling the sadness, or whatever it is, just purge it and release it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to stay stuck, and that's not what we want.
Yeah, because eclipses are very powerful. They are really game changers. They're really in the old times they were seen as crises, but doesn't have to be at all. But it's always a big change. So now in the coming 3 months, because in 2 weeks we're going to have a sun eclipse, but in the coming 3 months it's going to be a lot of changes. But it's really very important that we don't resist the change. And that we learn to see, okay, I am thinking this now, but is it true? I am feeling this now, but is it true? Because I am soul, and I have feelings, and I have thoughts, but I am soul. And I think our feelings, they want to tell us something about ourselves, and but we learn to get, when it doesn't feel right, we have to get away from it. But that's not the case. They want to tell us something about ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah. So I want to touch on that, because You know, I think one of the really, really important things that we need to remember right now is staying true to ourselves and not worrying about what other people think of us. You know, again, these emotions, these deflections, these things are going to be amplified, and that means people around you are also going to be coming at you. Like when you are in a good energy, when you are in your self-love energy or goddess power, whatever you want to call it, it can come off as arrogance, and it triggers people because people, they see that you don't let anything bother you. You are centered within yourself. You are whole within yourself. You don't need anything external. People, that triggers people who aren't in that phase yet. It makes people want to tear you down from your high horse, so to speak. Okay, so don't let that happen. Keep your guard up and keep true to yourself. But also, when you were saying, you know, to make that decision to not be there, that's the two of voices in reverse. Like, get out of the indecision. You know, the emotions are not permanent. The emotions are there to be purged, but they are to show you something. Okay, and then once you overcome that, you can say, okay, you know what? I don't want to be in this energy anymore. I choose not to be in this energy anymore. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to learn from it and continue on my path. And to stop staying stuck in that, because I think a lot of people, it's like they don't know how to get themselves out of that energy, but you have to feel it first. You can't just suppress it because it's going to come up later.
Yeah, but you see it because you believe it. So when you still believe something, and that's true, of course, with very deep belief systems about love that we get from our parents, and when we have parents that are not loving us, then we think that that is love. So constantly we are attracting people that don't give us love because we think that is love.
Can you talk about that a little bit more? I know that's one of the main themes that we're talking about with this moon is the programming, and that's a big.
That's the program. That's a good word. Yeah, we are all programmed by all kinds of things, but it starts, I think, with our parents. So when we constantly attract kind of people in our also with our friends, in love relationships, and we really have to see what we created, what is now our life, and that is what we believe. So we really have to be very brutally honest to ourselves. And is it somebody who is emotional available or not? And when you constantly attract people that are emotionally not available, there's a big chance that it's a mirror because you are not emotionally available for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are going to love yourself more or even unconditionally, that's of course I think what we all eventually want, then we attract that kind of love in our outside world because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are.
Yes.
So that's an energetic rule. That's
the internal is all, or the external is always a reflection of the internal.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we can when it's too painful, it's very normal that we project everything because it's too painful to look at it. But we are the ones who make that reality.
Yeah.
Because we need it because we think that it's safe because we know that. So it's like the big example that someone who has always been beaten or something, and it constantly attracts persons that beat you.
Yep.
Or because you know that.
Yeah, it's the only thing you know.
But is it love? Because when somebody is very sweet to you, you don't even see it because you don't know it.
Yeah, you don't know what to do.
No, or you push it away. You say no.
Yeah.
That's not. Yeah. Because
no, that's exactly right. And I kind of like it. I know, you know, Freud was a very interesting person, but like if you think about relationships for a second, okay, relationships. Let's talk about, since we're women here, you and I, let's just talk about this. You know, a woman's trust in a man whether you like it or not, always is rooted in the father. You lose trust in your father, whether your father abandoned you or perceived to, was not emotionally available, was abusive, was not even there, whatever. That, you carry that. You lose that trust in your father. You don't trust men in general, but those are the types of men you're going to attract because you're already in that energy. And instead of resolving that, and let's talk about the ancestral karma and karma for a second that is tied into this idea. Instead of resolving that inner child issue that you have with your father and that karmic tie that you have there, you know, you just keep continue to think that you've done something wrong by attracting the certain types of men that you attract. But you continue to attract those men. So it's like, where do we start with clearing this out? And I wanted you to touch on that because we're talking about the programming. Where do we start? Where do you think we start? Where do you feel?
I think you start when you see the first thing. You have to see it first. So you have to see that it's a pattern, and it's not that those that oh poor me, and it's a coincidence that I'm always the bad guys always come to me. No, you are attracting them. You are making your reality because that is what you know. That is safe for you. So it's first that you have to realize that it's your responsibility what's in your life now.
Because you have control over you.
Sorry?
You have control over you.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have a hard time with that. They don't want to take responsibility for themselves. They want to blame someone else. But I'm curious to if you're able to see this or not. What do you feel like within the next couple of months? I know you mentioned that I think we have 2 more eclipses. We've got a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse. What do you feel within the next couple of months is going to be showing itself to us that we need to be prepared for?
More truth is coming to light, also in the collective, also with everything what's going on now in the world. So that's making me very happy. Sorry? But we're not seeing it in the news because that's another story. But I think the eclipses are longer, so they're so strong, so they take longer to spread out. So the theme is still going to be letting go of old belief systems, the truth. The truth will set you free, and also freedom. So freedom and expanding your horizon. So it's very possible that in the coming months that you really have epiphanies, and that you really suddenly know, whoa, so that's the reason that I always have friendships like this.
Sorry? I think towers.
Towers, yeah. I think major towers can come up in the next few months. So in 2 weeks there's a solar eclipse, and that's a big new beginning. So this is a very big letting go. And then in November and we got again solar and a moon eclipse. And the last moon of sun eclipse is also in Sagittarius. So I got this feeling that all the things we are letting go now, on a personal level and collectively, that we're really going to sow more seeds of the world that we want to create, the new world, at the end of this year. So we are now courageous enough to really go inside and really let things go and feel everything now. This is really a time of feeling everything, this eclipse.
Well, it's interesting you say that because it's like, okay, so 2020, last year, 2020 was a year 4. 4 is what? Your foundations, right? The stability. And that came crashing down with everything that happened. And we're in year 5 right now, which is the year of change. And so therefore we're ushering in this change. Next year, of course, is my year. It's 2022. your 6, which is going to bring in that new inner peace and that balance that we are craving, but that we are creating at the same time. So I'm very interested to see what happens within the next couple of months. But I mean, I think I'm right along there with you. It's just going to be a lot of basically hold on to your butts, because it's like we're in for a crazy ride within the next 3 months.
It is, but the crazy ride is also a very good eclipse word. Game changer, crazy ride. Expect the unexpected.
Roller coasters.
It's a roller coaster, yeah, but it's a really a big shift. So we can also see it as when we see it as in a positive way. I like to see it in a positive way. We can also look at it in a positive or in a negative. It's all possible, but it's better to see it in a positive way. And we can really quickly now take steps forward. Our how do you say it? Ontwikkeling. How do you say development. Our development is going very quickly now. We're growing. We can grow very quick now when we
fast tracking.
Fast tracking. Yeah.
I definitely feel that. I'll tell you that. Like, my life has changed so much within the last couple of months, and I just, like, on a personal note, like, it's just like one thing after another after another after another. It's just like, wow, holy crap. But hey guys, I really want to also just announce what Cleo and I are going to be doing. We're going to be doing something really exciting. So next moon that's coming in, of course, is the new moon in Gemini, which is the twins moon. Yay!
Twin moon, yes.
We would love to be able to do something around that. So probably going to do another live, but we also are going to start like a session, a live group event where we invite about 4 people to join us live on Zoom, and get to basically, Cleo is going to take about 15 minutes per person and go through your chart, and then I'm going to pull cards as well, and we're basically going to read what's going on with you, life path, whether it has to do with your connection or not, that's up to you. And so we're really, really excited to roll this out. But obviously, if you're interested, guys, please send me an email. Let me know. Once we get a kind of a good momentum going, we're going to roll it out. But I'd like to roll it out maybe sometime around or a little bit after the next eclipse, which is, I believe, the 10th of June.
I'm going to look it now.
I think it's the 10th of June.
It's the 10th of June. Yeah,
so somewhere around there, we're going to roll that out, because obviously these energies are going to get more and more intense, a little bit more momentum kind of going on. And I think, this is something that's I think is really unique, being able to read the life path and figuring out your North Node and South Node, what that all means. And I know some of you do dabble in astrology. I know one of the bigger hitters on YouTube is K Moon. I love her. She does go into the twin flame astrology and stuff like that. But Cleo can do like the life path stuff, which I think is really, really beneficial, especially for, which is what I specialize in, is the self-union stuff. So I'm really excited to be doing this with her. I love doing collabs. So definitely let me know what you guys think of that. And I'll definitely be announcing a little bit more about that the closer we get. Also, I do want to open it up for questions. If you guys have any questions about Cleo, what she does. Also, Cleo, can you share with them where they can find you, where they can book services?
Yes, that's a very good one, because I do have a website, but it's all in Dutch.
That's okay. You got Google Translate. You can translate that.
Yeah, I've got a website. It's called www. Licht op de kern.
Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll link
maybe we can, it's better to type it.
No, that's fine. I'm going to find it and I'm going to link it in chat. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, because it's a translation of shining light on the essence. Licht op de kern. Light on the essence.
Okay, and tell them, how they can reach out for services. Do you do what kind of readings do you do?
I do readings via Zoom, and then it's about 1 hour and a half, and then Yeah, I go from your birth and your life mission, or what you want to do here, your soul mission, and then till now. And then yeah, it's so difficult for me to explain, but you really have to experience it.
Yeah, I actually did get a reading from her, and she's amazing. I mean, she spent a good hour and a half just going through my chart with me,
I don't know.
and
Yeah,
hit everything pretty much solid. And it kind of made me a little emotional because I was like, somebody knows who I am, you know? Because I was like, oh my
but
god,
I really look forward to this collaboration with you. Is that the word, collaboration?
yeah.
Because I also looked at our chart with the two of us, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
really, yeah.
can you do that real quick since we're waiting on some questions here? I wanna tell me what
What about our composite?
yeah.
Oh, well, I have to look it up again.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah, I'm going to look it up. Um, yeah, and maybe you could do the card for this the card for this shift and the biggest challenge and how we can handle this on a collective. Could you do that?
yeah.
And then I'm looking up the composite.
Well, first card is trust. So
Oh
obviously
wow.
trust.
Yeah, and that's also the Jupiter in Pisces. It's all about trust, surrendering, feel everything that's coming up,
Mm-hmm.
and trust that it's okay. Yeah, it's always
And then
easier said than done.
resilience. So obviously it's building strength here and to have faith that everything is going to work out the way that needs to. And then of course I love this card because you were talking about birthing the new world.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she's doing
Wow.
here.
Wow.
Once we
Wow.
get past the illusion, that's when we're going to be able to usher in that world that we're wanting,
Yeah.
and the world that we've been dreaming of. And I'm going to pull a couple of, oh, look at this. It's a new moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. So
Wow.
it's from source coming in.
Yeah.
So as a collective, it's time to just obviously release the negativity that's coming in. And the energy is gaining momentum, which is exactly what I just said. So hold on to your butts because the answers that you need are coming, and that's the Gemini moon. So maybe some answers might be coming with this next eclipse that is coming. Of course, Gemini is all about communication too. So some of you may actually literally get like physical communication about what your next move is going to be. Like maybe that's what it's like you're anticipating you're going to get some sort of message of, I don't know, this is where you need to go, and that's what you're going to get with around the next moon. Woohoo! That's exciting.
Woohoo! Yes, whoop whoop whoop. So yeah, but in our composite, that's the energy with the two of us. But also when we do it in a group, then we have a lot of things in the eighth house. So and the sun is conjunct Chiron, so it's really there's a lot of healing energy, and it's also in Taurus. It's a really lovely energy. And the Pluto in the first house, yeah, that's all astrological, blah blah blah. So I don't think people are interested in it, but it's very. I think it's good for people to know when they do it. It can be very say that intense and maybe a confrontation, but it's also very healing. Yeah.
Healing.
Sorry.
Confrontation can be healing in a lot of ways. So don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, but we all have our we are both have our black moon Lilith in the Pisces, so that's also a very loving energy. So it's not too much confrontation, but in a loving way.
The channel Michael Jackson. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I really prefer not conflict. If I can get away with not having conflict, I'm good. But
yeah, we're love warriors. Yes, something like that. Yeah.
So it all bodes well, and I'm really, really excited about this, guys. So if there are no questions, that's cool. That's no problem. If you're catching the replay, if you have questions, please put them in the comments. I'm happy to get an answer for you, or I'm sure Cleo would be happy to revisit the the page and answer some questions. Or if you guys think of anything, definitely, you know, shoot me an email. Don't forget to visit our website. I did go ahead and put it in the live chat for you guys. Check it out. And we'll obviously, I'm going to announce when we're going to be doing this event, but I think we might do another live around there as well. I'm not sure, but I'll keep you guys posted. So thank you guys so much for joining us on this live. This was really, really fun. I love doing these sorts of things. And
thank you.
Yes, I just, yeah, it's
Really exciting for me. It's the first time I've ever been on a YouTube thing, so it's.
Oh yeah, this is for
I was
premiere.
really nervous. It was my yes.
It's your first time on YouTube, so I'm happy to help you with that. First time for everything.
Thank you.
And but thank you guys so much for joining us. And go to bed, Cleo. I know it's late.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll talk to you guys. I'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the full moon. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Bye.